class of chemistry. Good morning. We are going to discuss today about the topic salts. As we all know that these salts are electrolytes. What are electrolytes? You are aware of the fact that aqueous solutions of electrolytes will pass current. So electrolytes means their aqueous solutions will pass electric current. So what is important for this phenomenon that it should pass electric current? So these salts are made up of ions. Now these ions, when you add water, these ions become free ions, and those free ions are important for this phenomena, that is salts are electrolytes. Their aqueous solution will pass the electric current. So we all come to the conclusion that salts are made up of ions which become free and mobile. Mobile means which can move from one place to the other place in aqueous solutions. So what are salts? Salts are electrolytes. Their aqueous solutions will pass electric current, and salts are made up of ions which become free and mobile in aqueous solution. Let us, for example, discuss the salt sodium chloride. We know the formula of sodium chloride is NaCl. When this NaCl is dissolved in water, it will give you Na plus and Cl minus 1. Na plus 1 and Cl minus 1. Now if we understand these salts, this is known as the basic part, that is the basic radical, and this is known as the acidic part or the acidic radical. Copy this introductory part and then we move on and build upon our knowledge about the salts. So we all understand now that these salts are electrolytes. Their aqueous solutions will pass electric current. Salts are made up of ions which become free and mobile in aqueous solutions. Example, sodium chloride is a salt. Why it is a salt? Because it is producing a basic ion and it is also producing a acidic ion. So this is the most simple definition of the salts. When they are dissolved in water, they produce a basic ion and they produce an acidic ion. Alright, should I move forward now? Now if we understand what these salts are made up of, how they are prepared, their uses, that is what is in our course. So we need to understand the preparation of salts. But before we understand the preparation of salt, let us do a very simple activity. Say we are taking some salts. Number 1, number 2, number 3. We will take very simple salts. Like for example, I am taking sodium carbonate. Now this sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Then we take calcium. Calcium salts are basically insoluble, but calcium nitrate is a soluble salt. Yes, any insoluble salt will not pass current. Calcium nitrate, then we say, suppose we take potassium chloride. Calcium nitrate is CaNO3 whole twice, potassium chloride is KCl. Now you see, the the plus portion, that is the first part, is always the base, and the second part is coming from the acid. So this Na2CO3 is coming from NaOH, and the acid is H2CO3, that is the carbonic acid. Now this calcium nitrate is coming from CaOH whole twice, and this is coming from the nitric acid. KCl is coming from the base KOH, and this is how the chloride ion is coming. The chloride ion is coming from an acid. So what is that reaction which is important for the preparation of salt? Salts are prepared by neutralization reaction. The most simple method of preparing a salt is the neutralization reaction. In this neutralization reaction, base plus acid gives salt plus water. See, this is how you have to understand salts. Salts, the first portion is Na in this salt, so it is of course coming from NaOH. CO3 is the carbonate part, it is coming from H2CO3. Calcium nitrate, Ca, is coming from calcium hydroxide, and nitrate is coming from nitric acid. Potassium chloride, K, is coming from KOH, and this Cl is coming from HCl. So now we know basically that for the preparation of salt, the simplest method of preparing a salt is the neutralization reaction, in which you add an acid to a base and both of them react together to form salt and water. And let us understand this neutralization reaction in a much simpler way. Neutralization. So neutralization says that you take an acid solution, of course, then you add a base solution, it will give you salt plus water. So from this acid, let us understand an acid here. Suppose I am taking dilute HCl and we are taking dilute NaOH. So this dilute HCl dissociates to give H plus and Cl minus. From here you get Na plus and OH minus. This Cl combines with Na to form a salt, NaCl. This OH combines with this OH to give you the water. So this is how the neutralization reaction occurs. All acidic solutions must contain this part, H plus, and all bases or alkali solutions will contain OH minus. H and OH are neutralized to form water. The plus of this portion adds up with the negative part of this portion, that is the acid, to form a salt. So the most important reaction to prepare a salt, is the neutralization reaction. It is a very simple process in which an acid solution is added to the base solution to form salt and water. Alright, let us take the second method of preparing a salt. So how can the salt be prepared? This is the first method, and the second one is combination. In the combination reaction, many salts can also be prepared by this combination method. Neutralization is HCl plus NaOH gives NaCl plus H2O. Simple and straight. Combination, like example, you heat sodium and you heat this with chlorine gas. You are reacting sodium metal, which is highly reactive. You are heating it with chloride. It will form NaCl. So this is the most simplest method of preparing a solid salt. Third one, simple displacement. I am side by side revising the chapter number 1. Simple displacement says, if I do this reaction, zinc plus dilute HCl, what will be the product? Of course, yes, it will be ZnCl2 plus H2O. This is another simple method to prepare a salt. And there is one more method to prepare a salt, that is precipitation. What is precipitation reaction? Like for example, if you take Na2SO4 aqueous solution and add BaCl2 aqueous solutions, when you mix two solutions, you can get some reactions like this. This is also a salt. So you add salt 1 to another salt 2, you get the third salt and you also get the fourth salt. So this is precipitation reaction. This is also, basically this is double displacement. This is also double displacement. A cation, anion, interchange of ions. Cation, anion, interchange of ions. So the preparation of salts. This is how salts have to be prepared. वीडियो पॉज करके नोट्स लिख डालो. Write the notes by pausing the video. All right, I am moving forward. Now, what are the salts which are there in our course? That is the 10th Cbse. What are their properties? How they are prepared? Now, you see, children, salts are of great importance. You must be knowing that once Mahatma Gandhi prepared sodium chloride from seawater in his famous Dandi Yatra. So they say the salts are of great importance. So we need to know the preparation, uses and properties of certain salts. Now I'll say, let us take salt number 1 that I'm going to take in here is bleaching powder. Now, in the present times, this salt is very famous. Yes, the solution of this salt is used as a disinfectant. So, the chemical formula is CaOCl2. CaOCl2. This salt is a very interesting salt. How this can be prepared? Now, react this with chlorine gas. React calcium hydroxide with chlorine gas. Yes, of course, you can get a lot of salts here. So, let us see CaOCl2 plus H2O. Try to balance this one. Yes, children, try to balance this one. I think this is already balanced. Ca1 एक Ca इधर, एक Ca इधर, दो ठीक है, बैलेंस हो गया. अब देखो, ये बहुत सारे नाम से आता है. हम लोग इसको यूज करते हैं. This is calcium hydroxide. This is also known as slaked lime. The common name you must have studied in class 9. सिंपल सी बात याद करनी है. इसके सॉल्यूशन को बोलते हैं slaked lime. यही वाला सॉल्यूशन, this solution is used by the पान वालास. ये वही है पान वाला. चूना हिंदी में लिख दिया मैंने, पान वाला चूना. That is the slaked lime. So how are we going to prepare this? You take slaked lime solution and through this you can pass the chlorine gas and you will get a salt known as bleaching powder, and of course water will also be prepared. Now, what are the uses of this salt? Uses number one, yes, solution of bleaching powder is used as a disinfectant to clean water. Water is stored in the swimming pool, so in the swimming pool water you can add a lot of bleaching powder. This will kill the bacteria and the germs. The second part is solution can be used for ठीक हो गया, वो तो है ही है, disinfectant हो गया water or surfaces. One more unique property of this bleaching powder is it causes decolorization. Decolorize. Now, these days you must be seeing that the people are using, the students and the young people, and of course everyone is using coloring of hair. So, remove the previous color, you need to decolorize, and it is done with the bleaching agent. Bleaching means which removes the original color. A bleach is a chemical substance which removes the original color, and after bleaching you can put another color of your choice. So, this is salt number one that I have taken, that is bleaching powder. I am very sure that you are pausing the video and understanding this reaction is asked most of the times, how bleaching powder is prepared. Let us take another salt of great importance, and this salt is what I call kitchen वाला salt. तो हम लोग किचन में दो सॉल्ट अपने घर में बहुत ज्यादा यूज करते हैं. We are using common salt. Common salt is NaCl, and this common salt is a very simple salt. It is used to give taste to food. We are using this for this purpose in our kitchen. Now, this NaCl can also be prepared by various methods, but the preparation is very simple. You add dilute HCl to dilute NaOH. Now let us see what are the things prepared from this salt. Solution of NaCl is known as brine solution. Now there is a very interesting reaction which happens. So many things can be prepared from this sodium chloride. ये वाला dot यहाँ नहीं होगा, ये यहाँ होगा. This is known as, this is the short form of known as KNOWNH. So solution of NaCl is known as brine solution. What happens when this brine solution is taken and you add or you pass electricity through this solution? You see a reaction happens. It's a chemical change. Yes, of course, passage of electricity can cause chemical changes. So this will form NaOH plus Cl2 plus H2. So let us try to balance this one. I think 2 will come here, 2 will come here. Is it balanced? I will have to add a 2 here. Oh yes, now I have got it. So when you pass electricity through brine solution, you get an alkali and you get the chlorine gas and you get the hydrogen gas. So this process is also known as chloralkali process. This process is also known as chloralkali process. Chloralkali process is electrical decomposition of brine solution to get NaOH, to get chlorine gas, and to get the hydrogen gas. Let us move forward and take up two wonderful salts which are related to the NaCl. NaCl के in-law हैं. You know what is an in-law? रिश्तेदार हैं इनके. सगे रिश्तेदार नहीं है लेकिन हाँ करीबी हैं. मेरा बोर्ड बड़ा गंदा हो जाता है आजकल. चलो अच्छा ठीक है आ जाओ. Now let us understand a few points here. I am saying we need to understand baking soda. What is baking soda? Now you see children, the formula of baking soda is NaHCO3. If I say NaHCO3, of course the modern name is sodium bicarbonate. Now we all know that the sodium bicarbonate solution is a weak base. Solution of this salt is a weak base. Weak base का मतलब है कि pH will be from 7 to 8. Less than 8 is always what we prefer. So sodium carbonate, how this salt is prepared, very interesting. The preparation is like this. You take a lot of things through which you pass a lot of things. So what are those things? I think you take ammonia gas, then you take CO2. This is what you take? Yes, this is what you take, I suppose. And then what is added? I think you add NaCl plus H2O. अभी इसको react करके बताओ क्या बन रहा है उधर. I think it will give you NH4Cl plus NaHCO3. जरा बैलेंस करके देखो. Is it balanced? Yes, it is. It has to be. So you take another brine solution. Through this you pass ammonia gas. Side by side you pass carbon dioxide gas, and you get the two salts. One is sodium bicarbonate and the other is ammonium chloride. So now this is how you get the NaHCO3. This reaction is of great importance. Yes, sodium bicarbonate, this baking soda solution NaHCO3 plus tartaric acid is known as baking powder. How does this work? Yes. NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate, if you put any acid to it, it will release CO2 gas. Now this CO2 gas will make bread soft. This is all. Alright, we have done with the baking soda. Now you know what is baking powder. They keep on asking what is baking powder. So for baking powder you need to take this salt, baking soda plus some acid. So tartaric acid is a very good acid. It's an edible acid. अब इसमें HCl नहीं डालेंगे, ऑलिव एसिड रिएक्शन तो यही होगा. हमें वही एसिड डालना है जो खाने में डाला जा सकता हो. Let us move forward and talk about one more salt that is in our course. And then a concept. The other two salts which are in our course are the plaster of Paris. We have discussed in the class. Over here I will like to discuss on washing soda. The formula is Na2CO3.10H2O. How this salt is prepared? Fine. For this salt preparation, you take NaHCO3 and heat it strongly. This is known as thermal decomposition. Decomposition means breaking of a salt into small components on heating strongly. This triangle means a strong heating. So it gives you Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. Try to balance this one. I'll write 2 here. 2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. Now this Na2CO3 combines with 10 molecules of water to give Na2CO3 dot NH2O. You can read about the uses of this salt from the book. The uses of this salt are very simple, and of course, yes, this is used for the preparation of cement. This is also used for the preparation of glass and so many things. So this is a very important reaction about the washing soda. Then I need to finish this lecture, wind it up with the final salt. And the final salt is a very interesting part. Uses, of course, you can read from the NCERT book. Actually, you can read everything from the NCERT book, but then something is most important, that is plaster of Paris. Then we need to know what is gypsum and what we call as dead plaster. All these three terms are very important in our understanding of this wonderful salt. This is CaSO4 half H2O. Gypsum is CaSO4 dot 2H2O. Dead plaster is calcium sulfate. Dead plaster is nothing but calcium sulfate. Then why we have discussed this? Now you see, plaster of Paris is a powder. This is hard, solid. This is also a powder. Now what is the difference between this and this powder? Both are white in color. The property of this powder is if you add water to this CaSO4 H2O, if you add water and mix it properly, after some time you will see the formation of solid gypsum. Now this solid gypsum is used for bandaging the plasters, making small toys, plastering. This is what is done. Now this gypsum on heating at 373 Kelvin, it dissociates to give plaster of Paris and some water is lost. Now this is a reversible reaction. When you do it at 373 degree, this reaction will go in this way. This is take gypsum, heat at 373, it will convert into plaster of Paris. When the temperature is less and you add water, it will again form gypsum. So plaster of Paris can be converted to gypsum by adding water, and gypsum can be converted to plaster of Paris by heating at 373 degree K. If you heat this gypsum more than 373 Kelvin, it forms CaSO4. Now why this is known as dead plaster? This is known as dead plaster because now if you add water, it has lost its property to form hard gypsum. So that is why this is known as hard dead plaster. With this I end my lecture. I request all of you to watch these videos 2-3 times. I will be uploading on the YouTube and I will be giving you a link. Watch this till the end and subscribe to the playlist of 10 Cbse, I'll be uploading class-wise, part-wise lectures, and we will discuss your problems in the Google Meet class. With this, I end my class and say thank you. Goodbye.